My name is Lovneet Aujla. I am the program assistant for the Pure Project, Punjabi in BC, an oral history project run by Dr. Anne Murphy with help from Mr. Sukhwant Hundal. So my personal relationship with Punjabi, I am the child, of immigrant parents from Punjab. My mom immigrated to Canada in 1986 and my dad in 1993. Both my parents are from Punjab. I grew up in a multi-generational household. So obviously it was my brother, my grandparents, and my parents. We mainly spoke Punjabi, but very quickly, as soon as I began speaking English, and that was a result of my mom bringing home, books from the library, from the store. They were in English. She would read to me every night. That was a result of, watching English programming on TV. Although we had programs in Punjabi, Vision TV, Omni News, Channel M back then, you had like programs like Fulkari. I didn't really pay attention to them beyond the music videos. So although Punjabi was a constant force, around us, growing up, it didn't stick at a young age. Despite all of those positive Punjabi influences, English soon became the standard, and I kind of pushed Punjabi to the side. Right around when school started, when I started kindergarten, it became an issue of confidence, I would say. ਨਿਆਣੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ, ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ. Definitely a lack of confidence. But yeah, lack of confidence. Which kind of brings me to my next point about Punjabi in BC, at least in the school context, the school environment. Went to a predominantly Punjabi elementary school, Dr. F.D. Sinclair, which is here in Newton, Surrey, which is a predominantly Punjabi neighborhood. We didn't have Punjabi in elementary. It was just English and French from the 5th grade till 7th. That was mandatory. And it wasn't until I went to high school that Punjabi was offered by Miss Sheena. But because of the lack of confidence I'd built up, as a kid, I didn't take that opportunity, unfortunately. And that was a Punjabi class offered at Princess Margaret Secondary, which was a predominantly Punjabi high school. So it wasn't until I came to UBC that I actually reconnected with Punjabi. ਦਾਖਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੈਣ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਹੁੰਡਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਕੀ ਵਾਪਸ ਆ ਗਈ ਸੀ. I learned Punjabi to some extent again. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਬੋਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਹੁੰਡਲ ਦੇ ਕਲਾਸ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲਿਖਣੀ ਤੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ. And I'm very thankful for having that opportunity, having professors like Dr. Anne Murphy who have supplied me with multiple opportunities. And beyond just learning the language, taking Punjabi at UBC, having that opportunity has kind of reconnected me with the language. And beyond that, reconnected me with my culture. After taking those courses, I wanted to do more. I wanted to learn more. Beyond just Punjabi language courses at UBC, you had Asia 365, Punjabi cinema. For the first time, I got to look at films just beyond the commercial industry, the commercial Punjabi film industry. We got to dive into parallel cinema, creative, artistic movies that deal with pressing issues. I got to take a course with Aujla, a great filmmaker, and that was a great opportunity actually because of Dr. Anne Murphy, her class, which is the one that Ajay taught, Asia 475. I had an opportunity to be the teaching assistant for that class 2 times, one for the regular academic year in my 4th year, and once for an exchange program. And it's there that I really kind of fell in love with Punjabi again, the culture. You know, we watched films like Uttan the Villa, which is a kind of a film regarding the farm workers movement here in British Columbia, you know, which was mainly upheld by Punjabis in the 1980s. You know, it's an examples like those that kind of wanted me to go forward and just keep dealing with my identity as a Punjabi Canadian and kind of navigating it academically. And so Punjabi at UBC has done so much. I mean, beyond being the teaching assistant for that course, I was a program assistant for the Punjabi Studies program with Dr. Ann Murphy, so I got to do a lot of meaningful work with her. We archived a bunch of student projects, which are now on UBC Circle, a service done by the library there at UBC. And it's those things that really, you know, make a difference. I even, in my fourth year, one of my most memorable experiences of my undergraduate studies was going to Punjab. You know, there was a research forum collaboratively held with Punjabi University Patiala, where we got to explore heritage, you know, memory, you know, and how all of those intertwine, you know, being in Punjab and kind of, I would say it was the center, you know, that kind of tied everything that I learned together. And I'm so fortunate that Dr. Ann Murphy has continued to give me opportunities with Punjabi, and that newest opportunity is being the program assistant and coordinator to the Pure project that we're doing here, Punjabi in BC. It's an undergraduate research project / experience that undergraduate students get to participate in. We did a training session last summer. Dr. Murphy, myself, Mr. Hundal, Ajay Bardwaj. We had guest Dr. Ali Kazmi come in, Dr. Sadhu Binning come in and give lectures and demonstrations and practical training. So we did a 2-week-long training session in July, you know, where we went over the theory of oral history and what oral history means, how to do oral history. You know, we watched examples of oral history, like I mentioned, Uttan the Villa. If we can continue with this projects like these, we can preserve the history, you know, the rich history that is the Punjabi language, you know. Punjabi ta meri maan boli hai, you know, sadi maan boli hai. And if it wasn't for these opportunities, that's something I would have lost. So I am very fortunate that I had this opportunity, and that I'm continuing to have these opportunities. My, you know, I do have, you know, I have an objective kind of academic relationship with the Pure Project, but it is very personal as well. You know, I am a Punjabi Canadian, and dealing with these projects, participating in these projects is something that I'm wonderfully passionate about. You know, by engaging in this Punjabi oral history project, I think as a group, as a team, we can cement the legacy of Punjabi in Canada, and specifically Punjabi in British Columbia.